So we're doing it in conjunction.
Like we're ready. Looks like we're ready.
So we will call the meeting to order at 5:32. Roll call, please.
Okay. Board Member Richard Brandon. Here. Board Member Ramsey Corey.
Here.
Board Member Rosa Gonzalez.
Here.
Board Member Rose Robertson.
Here.
Board Member Nick Sahota. Board Member Parminder Singh. Board Member Karan Singh. Board Member Shar Tucker.
Here. Rose,
Form.
thank you.
To the flag.
Wasn't sure what you wanted to say.
A little sponge thing there.
All right, if you want to take a minute and look at the minutes.
Approve the minutes.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Financials. What?
You or me? Okay. Can you hear me? Sorry. Yes, if you want to take a look at the financials, I gained some clarity on what was requested from the last meeting. That $1,700 charge was from the Marine Wilson Band for that Food Truck Friday event, and that was the question that we had at the last meeting. So the finance team wrote it out actually, so it's clear what that purchase was for. And you could see the other charges from Advine previously up until September.
So the ending balance is 99,679.13.
Yes, that's correct.
Anyone have questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay. This is the time for public comments. So this is a time for any citizen to address the commission on any issue appearing on the agenda. Time may be regulated to 5 minutes.
Good evening, board members. I'm addressing you as Scott Robertson, citizen of Selma, resident 1057 Mill Street in Selma. Just one on the financials that were previously looked at. It looked like there were some bid assessment fees on there for various bid members, and they're different. I know this was brought up at a previous bid meeting. What's the status of the difference in charges, and will the bid be considering making those charges uniform during the year, as opposed to, one business paying a lot more than another business, or at least making those standards known so that businesses know why, one is paying more than the other. Or is there a timeline on the consideration of that? And what will that consideration consist of?
I think we've talked about this before. I believe it's based very similar to the business license. Am I correct on that?
Yes, that's correct. I think it's based on the amount of income that the business generates, the sales that they generate. So that's how that number is allotted to it. And we have had that discussion of how can we make it more equitable for different businesses. Um, I I can look into how we're gonna do that moving forward. So that's a new policy that we'd have to check out.
But we'll look for that at a future bid meeting.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that wishes to speak? Okay. Then we will move on to regular business, notice to the public. Members of the audience may speak on any item not appearing on the agenda, but the commission may regulate the time allowed to speak to 5 minutes. Anyone? Okay. Then we will move on to our action items. That is bid membership terms. And you will find all of that spelled out nicely for us.
Everybody see it? Okay. So the bid members requested the opportunity to extend your time on the board. It was a discussion that we had. What you're seeing, the action item here is an official vote. You'll see that the requests were split up into 2 requests. This is for the membership terms itself, because the membership terms are actually written into the municipal code. It literally says 1 year term. So we are able to change that as I take the suggestions from you all, we rewrite it, and it goes through city councils to approve, and it goes through hearings, and it goes through the whole process to change the municipal code to any amount of years that you guys want to change. And that's why it's separate from the other items you'll see. But I want to focus on this item. This one is specifically on the terms. So I know you guys mentioned you wanted to extend it for two years. But right now I'm open. If you want to extend it for 2 years, we would do the vote for the 2 years right now. And then we start the process of moving forward.
I think that's a good idea. If not, maybe even more, because it takes a while for new bid members to get up to speed on things. And we've talked a lot about things that we're going to do for downtown. And I think a lot of us would like to see that through. But I think also it's a good idea if you've been on the board for a while to help mentor the new members. I don't know, how did the rest of you feel?
I think I'm good with 2. Only because I think for us, there's a lot of us that are on a lot of other different boards. And I think it's time we embrace the young generation and start helping them and getting them on board with boards as well, so they could be, great board members in the future. There's a lot that are very interested and wanting to come on board. And, and if we see the same people on all these boards, I mean, I'm on the cemetery district. You know, I want to start, I really started talking to a lot of the young generations that are out there and they want to get involved, but they feel like they're not heard. And I want more of that. I want more of them being interested and wanting to get involved and being on these boards. So I think if we can be examples in 2 years and show them how it's done, I'm very comfortable passing the baton or, you know, getting these new members to continue to take over and know that their voices are also being heard. And we'll be there as business owners to, you know, listen in and see how we can help as well. Because we, again, at the end of the day, we are the business owners, and I've kind of been hearing a little bit about that. They don't feel like they're being heard. So I'm good with 2 years. Thank you.
And I agree as well. I think 2-year terms are good because it does take time to get up to speed on this. I know my first year was just trying to get up to speed and that, so I think it's important.
Yeah, I agree. I felt by the time I got used to what was happening, it was time for me to apply for new,
Yes.
again, submit the new application and see if I'll be reconsidered for appointment or not. But 1 year is too little, in my opinion, to at least to get something done.
I agree with that. I think 2 years is a good amount of time, especially because like we're saying, it takes a while to get a hold of things. And then also now, since we're only having one meeting per month, it slows down all the decision making a little bit. So 2 years.
Public,
there a
is there
motion?
public comment?
My name is Scott Robertson, 1057 Mill Street, private citizen. This is just a point of clarification. Are you passing a 2-year term with a 2-year term limit? Or is it a 2-year term and can reapply without any term limits?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can reapply because I don't think there's a term limit clause in the municipal code, but I'll double check that. Right now, the motion is to extend it from 1 year to 2 years. That's the motion on the table.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'll second the motion.
I know we're kind of. Okay, so we had a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
Sorry,
motion.
can we review who made the motion? Sorry. And the second?
Richard made the second.
Did you did the motion?
So
Oh, did you
maybe
make
no
the
one
motion?
made the motion. I thought you did.
Oh.
Okay, so is there a motion to approve the 2-year term? Thank you. And a second,
I'll second.
Rose has a second. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
All right, so we'll move on to agenda item 2, and it does touch on what the public comment earlier was. Uh, Bid members have expressed the interest in establishing clear expectations for meeting attendance, officer rotation, and participation in the bid events. Just to have consistency in all the board operations. The thing is, these items do not require changes to the municipal code, so we can formally incorporate this into the downtown Selma bid management plan to reflect the operating procedures. So we have a management plan within our board that we can alter without it going to the municipal code. So the city clerk manages those expectations. So the discussion at hand is the bid is asked to review and provide feedback on the following. The proposed operating procedures and attendance policy, which outlines like how many meetings you can miss, rotating officers, how often you want to do that. Event participation, how often we require folks to attend the events. Any additional amendments and clarifications that you guys want to add or remove, we can do that. So the recommended action is the discussion and feedback time. So it's open right now, and I'll take all of your notes and take your feedback, and we compile a amendum to the bid management plan. And you'll see there's a first draft of some of the points that y'all made at the last meeting about rotating roles, how many meetings you can miss, how many events you should participate in. Again, this is just a draft. We can add or remove anything you guys want right now. It was just a template of kind of presenting what it would potentially look like when we put it into the management plan. So open for discussion.
So I have a question. Would the amendment include the term, the year term change?
So the year term change can only be changed in the municipal code. It would not affect the municipal code runs this part. So that's the top of the food chain. So this is just a management guideline. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So from the vote we just took in the first agenda item, do we have to do anything where it asks staff to present this to?
Yeah, so what we just voted on for the first action item, I would have to do research, present a plan of why we should change it, and then it goes to council for review and approval, and then we have to have a public hearing. It's a longer process. So this right here, where we're at right now, doesn't require all of that. This is just something that we can decide on our own, saying, hey, these are our rules and regulations. And I'll present a draft next meeting, and then it goes to it doesn't go to council, it just stays with the city clerk. And these are the expectations of managing the bid, so it's a lesser process than the action we just took.
Got
So
it.
that's why I had to split it up. I needed a formal vote for one. This one is just a discussion item. And then you'll vote on it at the next meeting to finalize it, and then it goes to city clerk. Is that clear, everybody?
This, uh, so work, family emergency, illness. How do you track that? I mean, if someone tells you they have a family emergency or a conflicting work schedule,
I think it's open to interpretation. What would you all consider unexcused? In my eyes, it's not notifying me that you're not going to be in the meeting and potentially we don't have quorum. I guess that would be an unexcused absence, but it's up to you. If you all say, no notification is unexcused, but if you tell me you have a work event, then it's excused, then we let it go. It's up to you. It's up to you guys. It's kind of like, I'm taking your feedback right now.
well, I think it's important to let you know if we're not going to be here because as you say, if we don't have a quorum, then we've wasted a lot of people's time. And I think it's just the polite thing to do is to let you know if we're not going to be here. Do you all agree or do you have comment?
No, I agree. And also being reasonable in the amount of absences we ask. We all work. So if somebody missed 5 meetings and they're always saying to Jose, oh, well, my work schedule is not allowing me to be here. Okay, well, we understand, but that means you don't have time to serve on the bid. So now somebody had surgery and they are bedridden for 3 months. yeah, we can't say, oh, yeah, now you missed 3 meetings, but we can't have you on the bid. Those are extenuating circumstances. Somebody had an unexpected business trip or family event, I get it. But if it becomes a pattern where somebody, every other meeting, they have an excuse as why they can't be here, then it is the right thing to do to ask that person, hey, you seem too busy to be able to help. And it's kind of impeding the process of moving things along because now we don't have a quorum. Another person truly had an emergency and we weren't able to get to the meeting. So I think it's just common sense in a way, and a judgment, like overall consensus. It's not a decision of one person to remove another person from the board. It's just we all have to say, okay, look, this has been the case. Should we all have a consensus that this person is not bringing what they need to bring as far, in this role, and maybe they need to cede their seat for someone else to serve that would be a little more available. And whenever they're available again, they want to serve it, they're welcome to reapply. I don't know.
Also, I think like, for example, today, were you notified by the other board members today that they weren't going to attend? That's a problem right there. If they're not notifying as far as I'm concerned, that's an excuse, right? That you got to mark them for that. Now, I need to make sure Karan has your cell number or because he lets me know he's going to be here, but he's going to be late, but he needs to let someone else knows, just so we know that's a quorum, because if that's okay with me. I don't mind getting bothered, but just like I'm letting you guys know he has family down right now. He is going to be here about 6. But other than that, there should be a protocol. People need to notify you if they're going to be here or not, because that's important too, just like we're all talking about, is there a quorum or not?
So
And the
let's-
earlier, the
that's what-
better.
That's kind of what we're doing right now. Let's define that. So, notify, an excused absence is notifying me one day before the meeting? Is that
Yeah.
what we're talking kind of? Like
that's what I
notify
was
me
gonna
via
say.
email? Like I want to make sure that we're clear.
I would say if somebody like notifying you that they're not going to be here 5 minutes before the meeting isn't going to help because we're all already here. And let's say I'm saying, oh, I forgot. And then I see the email or you call me, hey, are you coming? Like we need a quorum. It's like, oh, sorry. Well, that's not excused at that point. If I know I'm not going to be able to be here, I think I should be able to tell you the day before. Whether it's a phone call or a text message or an email, it's fine as long as we notify you. So you can say, okay, 3 people notified me they cannot be here. We're not going to have a quorum. Let's reschedule. That would be, respectful of everyone's time.
So let's
But
do it.
waiting to the last minute, I mean, unless it's an accident, like, okay, somebody got in an accident on the way here, we
That's
get
different.
it. That's different, but just not showing up is not an excuse.
And I think it should be through email versus you getting texts and those types of things. It's, you've got a record of it and that type of thing. And if you wake up that morning that you're sick, then, a phone call, I would say, would be appropriate to you.
I,
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I agree. I would go as far as to say maybe the morning of to let you know. I know things come up, emergencies come up, and but something that Alicia used to do, she would email us to see if we were going to be able to attend, and I think that helps out a little bit too. She would email us, I think the day before or so. I mean, if that's too much to ask for, then.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that feedback into consideration. Also, Ramza hit on a very important point. I just want to put it on the table. It's not something we have to adopt. But I've been a part of other boards where if somebody missed too many, their participation in the board was up to a vote. Like let's say if I was still on the board, Jose missed 3 meetings, he's technically out, but the board could vote to reinstate his membership, or they could vote, Jose, no, we're not going to work with you anymore because you missed too many meetings. That's something that has happened on other boards. I'm putting it on the table. I don't know if that's something you all are interested in, but it was kind of to your point. I just wanted to add to that.
Well, then it's almost our, are we gonna, if they're sitting here, are we gonna feel bad saying, no, you don't belong on the board if you can't attend the meetings?
So basically, you're saying the awkward phone call can come from the city clerk to tell that person and not a board member. Is that
From
what it
looking
is?
at the municipal code, it read that way, but I can really re-examine that with staff.
Okay.
I mean, can you explain that a little bit? If you have 3 unexcused absences, at that point, I mean, you would know not to attend the next meeting, or how does that work?
Have to develop what that structure looks like. It would be the next meeting, we vote on that person returning or not. We could tell that person, you look, you've missed 3 absences. The next meeting, we're gonna vote on your membership. It could look however you guys want. I was just kind of laying out if what you guys think is best. Or we cannot do that at all, like just 3 absences and we replace you. It's just kind of up to your interpretation of what you feel is most efficient for this board to get things done.
I kind of feel like maybe it should be a phone call from you, letting them know that they've missed 3. And do they feel that they can attend the bid meetings? Or is this an ongoing problem? And if so, maybe at this point you need to resign. And if your schedule frees up down the road, you can reapply.
There's also one more thing to consider if somebody misses meetings, however, they've always brought value to the board. They've attended all the events, they've volunteered when they're asked, they bring their resources. That's another thing I think we should take into consideration. Maybe that 1 year they had an off year and they missed 3 meetings, but they've been really committed to the work we do. I don't think that's a ground for removal. That's just my opinion. But that's why I thought like it would be a good idea once 3 meetings are missed for us to evaluate before we say automatically that person is off, because they could be doing a lot of work outside of the meetings, and in my opinion that's also has value and shows commitment to. But if it's neither nor, like they're not attending the meeting, they're not attending events, if we call on them to donate, they don't want to donate, then yeah, I think at that point is like, what's your value on this board?
And maybe that could be determined in maybe the phone call that you
Yeah.
make to them. Do you think this is going to be an ongoing problem, or is it something that,
But
is-
also, I think favoritism, certain people, I think all the rules should follow with every board member, not, oh, well, this person never attends, but they're out there doing the work. There's people that attend the meetings and are out there. So that's the leadership and that's the example we need to be for the next generation and the people that want to be involved. Oh, I don't need to attend the meetings. I just need to be involved in the fun stuff, be out there working it. No, you need to also be making votes. You need to be attending to understand what's going on and everybody else does it. So that includes you too. So we don't want to start coming up with certain people are allowed certain things and, they're going to be able to get away with it. I think if we go one route, that route has to be for everybody. And that's just fair enough for a board to be, that's just my opinion.
And Jose, how would we know if, as a board member, if that was an excused absence of someone that didn't attend the meeting? Are we going to be aware of that?
I mean, I would be keeping track, and I guess I could share it with the rest of the board if that's something that you guys want. So I'm hearing a definite limit on missed meetings, no subjective measuring, right? Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so you missed 3, phone call from me. Hey, do you still want to be on the board? Yes or no? And then we go from there. Is that the direction I'm receiving from you all?
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's good.
Say yes, they want to be on the board still after 3 missed meetings.
Then I think they should understand that if you miss another meeting, you are probably going to ask to resign.
So,
If you missed 3 meetings in 1 year and they're going to miss yet one more after your phone call, then I think.
so
yeah,
I'm asking, do you want to change that to 2 meetings and you get the phone call on the second and then you get the 3rd strike? Is that, it sounds like
Yeah.
that's kind of the direction we're going.
Yes, I think. that's
Okay, so if you miss 2 meetings,
Sure.
Jose gives the call. Hey, you got one more meeting. If you can't make them anymore, let me know, or you missed the one more, then we're gonna have to replace you. Sounds like the direction we're going?
Yes.
Okay.
That's good.
So, and to be clear, that's after unexcused missing. So if somebody is already like, we're aware they're not going to be here, they have a legitimate reason, I don't think that warrants a phone call from Jose, correct?
Well, if they have an excuse.
Right,
yes.
that's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
They shared with Jose, they're not gonna be here. And of course, Jose said, we came to the meeting, like Jeanette said, so-and-so isn't gonna be here. They already emailed me yesterday, they have this going on. Then, hey, we move on. It doesn't count. We're
So
okay
then-
with that.
You could take that one step farther, and if you missed every meeting because you had a work conflict,
Yeah, that's,
then we're back to.
right.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what we said. If
Then-
it sounds
then
like
we-
it becomes a pattern,
We-
someone is too busy to be on this board.
Right.
So we're gonna have to say, it's okay, hopefully when your work schedule changes, come back.
It sounds like I have clear direction from you all.
Good luck with that.
So then
I'll,
that,
I'll policy this. I'll make it happen, and it'll be presented in the next meeting as a draft,
Okay.
and then we'll go from there.
Public comment? Okay. I'd like to speak.
Hello, yeah, just for clarification, the reason you put these rules in place is not because you want to be mean or because you want people off or whatnot. Like I said, I was in the commission for 20 years, and man, there was many months went by with no meeting because no quorum. And we had the rules, but they were never enforced. So finally, we decided, you know what, we need to enforce it because, you know, no good to be sitting up there and not even have a quorum. Can't conduct business, and community services is a whole lot bigger committee than this board is, because we used to take care of parks, senior center, and everything else. So, you know, and like I said, there was months we went by without any meetings because of that. And let's face it, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you guys are not babysitters. You know, people should be able to say, you know what, I can't make it. And it's fine. I mean, as long as they call you. I mean, there was time we were waiting for the meeting and the director had to get on the phone and call people. Are you gonna come? Just to get a quorum. You know, shouldn't have to do that. And that's what I said. I wasn't trying to be mean by saying you shouldn't be babysitting. What I'm saying is people need to be responsible. And I understand, I mean, you know, when I have a council meeting, Tuesdays is my family day. But you know what? On those days, I sacrifice my family for my city. And I show up. And I always tell, you know, the mayor, hey, you can have another meeting. Can you do it when it's not a Tuesday? But sometimes, you know, it happens. So, you know, I got to tell my wife, and sometimes it doesn't go very well. But you know what? She understands that I signed up for this job and I need to be here. And everybody should take their responsibility. I mean, you guys are busy, right? You guys have a job, you guys businesses, and you guys are here. That's all I have to say.
Okay, so do you have everything you need for that?
Yeah, I got the input I
Okay.
needed. It's not an action item, it's just discussion.
Okay.
Next item?
So we'll move along to our benches and trash cans.
So again, this is a discussion item and I'll kind of recap where we're at with this. I'll read a little bit from the sheet. The bid has previously reviewed and approved the selected styles of benches and trash cans, part of our beautification efforts. City staff are now moving forward with the implementation phase to align with the bid funding, and upcoming grant opportunities. The first phase is on High Street from Second Street to Errants, where we've taken a manual inventory and mapping the existing benches and trash cans that will need to be completed. This phase will determine replacement quantities and guide the installation of the new fixtures using bid funds. So the second phase will expand improvements to surrounding downtown blocks using the Clean California grant, which the city will submit by November 1st. If awarded, that would allow the city to bundle other things with it, including benches, trash cans, signage, solar lighting, all under just the one project. So we wouldn't have to use the bid funds for the expanded portion of it. If the city is not awarded the grant, the installation of the benches and trash cans would proceed in a systematic format again. But the idea is to start on High Street, and I did a physical inventory of it this morning, and it looks like we currently have 8 trash cans from Second Street to Errants, and we have 13 recycle cans, and we have 4 benches. So that's what we have existing right now. We did some mapping with Deputy City Manager, and sometimes most cities have them within a 300-foot range. And if we wanted to do that, that would increase the benches up to 18 and up the trash cans to 18 as well. So that would increase the amount of cans we need. So if you look at the discussion and the update, it's to replace what we currently have now using the existing bid funds and then waiting until the Clean California grant happens, then we can expand to the other surrounding blocks. Staff is finalizing the cost and the estimates of how much each bench and trash can would cost. In your supplemental package, you will see that there's pictures of what we approved and reviewed last time. Everybody could take a look. It looks like we went through and we approved the black one at the bottom for the benches. And there's a version of the San Francisco one that has the recyclable at the top and the trash can at the bottom. I believe that is the one we approved as well. And that knocks out both the recycling and the trash in one, which is something that the Clean California grants looking. Yeah, I believe it was that one.
So this grant, is it something that all of the cities apply for, or?
I believe it's open to everybody, but from what I understand, Deputy City Manager said that we've already received this grant previously for other projects. And when they are awarding grants, they like to work with entities that already show success. So this would be piggybacking off the success that they've already applied for. So that's why we're kind of rolling it out in phases. Instead of using all the bid money in the whole thing, we use it for the phase 1. And hope we get that grant. Again, it's not a sure thing, but the Clean California grant would help offset not just the trash, but the solar lighting and other things as well. So it's this lump project that they're pitching. So
Would you happen to know what it was used for in previous years?
I would have to follow up with Jerome. He mentioned it and it slipped my mind.
So do we know exactly when they're gonna put these in?
I couldn't give you the exact date. Right now, we are figuring out the costs, just going through the numbers and figuring out how many seats we want to do. Like, do we want to do the 300 feet or do we just want to replace what's already existing on that street? Because right now it's very sporadic. If you walk down High Street, there's 2 really close to, and there's not one for a long time. Between the post office and the end of Errants, there was probably 1 or 2 trash cans. So it's up to us if you give me direction how I map it out and I come back and I present it on a map of like, hey, we want these cans here. No, we don't want a can there. We want it here. We want this bench here. That's what the next step would be, is the next meeting I'll bring a map to you guys. And we would place these graphic trash cans, the ones from Portland, Oregon. You see how it has art on the sides. We could decide if we want those on every corner so that they're visible on the 4-way stops. Just kind of planning out what it looks like on the map. And then we take that and we run the costs and see how much the final bill is going to be.
But more than 300 feet, is that going to?
It's going to add up the amount of, yeah.
Right.
It seems like that's a lot.
It seems.
Yeah, I can run the numbers and do 500 feet. Or I could do what makes sense by looking at the business in front of it. There's a lot of options to take into consideration when you're putting a bench in front of Ace Hardware and they use the front of their sidewalk. So we wouldn't do that. So it's kind of like I can present a plan on a map and we can go from there.
I think that would be
That's
best.
a good idea.
Yes.
And then the artwork, who's gonna be the ones doing the artwork? I don't remember, or I don't remember being on what if they discussed that or how that was gonna come.
Yeah, I think the discussion we had was opening it up to anybody to submit artwork. It could, and obviously you'd be the body that picked artwork, so we can open it up and pick known artists. We could pick children artists. Like we could mix it up. We could diversify the people who put artwork on there. But from what I understand, they're going to be metal plates, and we're going to take their artwork, print it on vinyl, and put the vinyl on top of the plate so it lasts longer, rather than them actually physically painting on it. So that opens it up to digital artwork and other. So I mean, I think it's an amazing project since we're a cultural arts district, and we open it up to all artists, and then you would be the final body to kind of like pick out the artwork.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Any feedback on any of these? Are we good? Sounds like the next step is for me to lay it out on a map and show you where we would put every can. We say yes or no. And I'll bring the cost of each can and a total cost, you working with our vendors so we can finalize the numbers, and I'll send it to Public Works.
I think that will help us visualize how close they should be,
Okay.
maybe. Okay.
Would that be available for next meeting?
The next meeting is November 10th.
Okay, is there any more comments on bench and trash cans? Does anyone from the public have anything to say about that? Okay. Then we will move along to Shop Small Saturday on November 29th.
All right, the downtown bid is coordinating a Shop Small Saturday on Saturday, November 29th. It's a part of a national campaign. Every city does it to promote buying from local businesses. After Black Friday, we have Small Business Saturday, so we could shop and support our local vendors. We've talked about creating an event in the downtown space that doesn't require the street to be shut down. And we're kind of throwing around ideas of putting the craft fair in the Robertson Guerra parking lot, allowing craft vendors to come and sell quilts and other items that are handmade products as opposed to commercial items. We really want the handmade people to have an opportunity to sell their crafts at this event. You'll see in your supplemental packet, it is just a template of what the flyer could potentially look like. It says Small Business Saturday. In that big blank spot, I would love to incorporate the logos of the businesses that are participating, and any kind of discount that they're offering, whether it's 20% off or buy one, get one free, 10% off your food bill, whatever it is, have an opportunity to promote it right here. And this will hit all the social media, and also we'll print it out and put it on the doors. It's just an idea to have all the businesses collaborate and feel like one entity in the downtown area. But right now it's open to discussion. I'd like to hear more of your ideas so I can close it out and move forward. You'll see in the discussion items, are we good with the Robertson Guerra parking lot? You guys have vendors that you would like to participate? Do we want to have any kind of music in the parking lot, or do we just want speakers? All of those are open to discussion right now. You'll see there's a possibility to do a passport, and maybe we do a raffle to get other folks out here. I'm open to discussion so we can finalize this, and I could submit the plans in the special events category.
I think I'm okay with the parking lot, but for us, that falls on Saturday, so normally we're not open. But I would do, something, a raffle for Robertson Guerra, taking the clients for 24 years, or 24 or 25 years, something like that. So they're, I don't know, maybe a gift card or something that they can use specifically back downtown. Maybe put something together. So I would put something like that for sure, if that's the route we go down. So how would you advertise our logo saying raffle gift cards, or how would you do that, or
Yeah,
not?
I think it would be a special like social media post saying, shop a Small Business Saturday, but also come down to the craft fair where we'll have your gift card or your raffle baskets. And it would be great if we could solicit other businesses to donate raffle baskets. And this is just an idea, again, just throwing it out there. We could say anybody who comes out could enter a ticket to enter the raffle. But if you buy from a local business and you bring your receipt, we'll give you another ticket to enter the raffle.
Something.
So we're enticing folks to just show your receipt, marketplace, you bought something, here's an extra ticket. So it's an opportunity drawing as opposed to a raffle, because I know there's laws for that. So it's open to everybody. Anybody can apply. But if we can get gift baskets from other businesses, and if that's something you all could solicit, that'd be great. Maybe a basket from Bloomies, a basket from another vendor. And it gives the community an opportunity to come down and win something, even if they don't have the funds to buy things, they could still participate in one raffle ticket. So it's an option. I'm putting it out there.
I
Sure.
think that's a good idea. I would donate a basket from my, and in terms of music, I personally think just speakers out there would be a good. I'm not sure what our budget looks like, to be honest, about events, since we have a couple planned out already. And my only question would be, this would be like a morning, like afternoon event, right?
It's open to interpretation. I think most businesses, what time do they open on Saturdays? Like 10?
9, 10.
Yeah, I think around 9.
What would we do? Would we do 10 to 2, 10 to 1? It's open to what you all feel.
I know they do their holiday open house on November 7th and 8th. So they'll have a lot of Christmas stuff at that time.
Mhm.
So do we want to invite the shops to come out on the sidewalk as well? So there's more visibility as to
Absolutely.
what they have.
That's something I'll connect with city to make sure that we can offer them to set up on the sidewalk, like a sidewalk sale, like we talked about. But again, leaving all the parking spaces open so that they're allowed to, customers could park there easily. And then also the cement will probably be done for the trees, so it'll feel real aesthetic. That we're gonna try to go for that Hallmark movie feeling of Selma. I really want to push the holiday theme around there. So to Rosa's point, maybe playing holiday music during that time, and just really pushing that forward. So definitely,
Weren't we also going to have the carolers?
that would be a great opportunity if we can have carolers show up and go from business to business. I could look into that if that's the direction you're giving me.
The carolers being for the Grinch event, but when was that?
I gotta check that.
And I think there's just other people who, like, for example, they wear the baby Grinch and they'll just come out and, anybody who wants to come out just to see the kids and be involved, they could come out and do that too. I've been asked, I'm gonna see if they want to just come out for that day and get more people to attend, and they're in costumes and
So to your point, do we know when Santa shows up in the gazebo or the plaza?
wear 'em.
First
In the
Saturday.
plaza, are you?
Yeah, when-
Yes. After he arrives on the first Saturday in December,
So then.
and then he starts the following week. And I think he's usually there a couple of times during the week.
Is it too early to try to get a Santa for this event, or do we not? feel
Or
it's too
or
festive
the
enough?
Grinch, or what I'm talking about, can give out flyers when Santa's going to be actually there to
To
start
promote.
letting them know ahead of time. Because I'm always getting texts, hey, when is Santa? I don't know.
If you have access to the Grinch, it'd be great to have somebody. there.
Yeah, I could get somebody, but I think it's the baby outfit and
Even better.
even better,
It's even
exactly.
better.
But maybe little flyers, and we could start telling them when Santa's going to be
And
doing
s-
photos. They could do it ahead of time.
And Santa might come out.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
can ask him.
Okay. Could ask the kids to submit some letters, see if Santa will show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great addition, and it's something to promote and to bring folks out here who normally wouldn't come downtown to maybe grab a picture with Santa. So
Is there anybody that can make a really cute mailbox, out of anything, and that way kids could come drop off a letter for Santa? Just add it in there, just get more creative. Something's not a big deal, but they know. And if that's what Santa, if he shows up, they could have there, or even still just say, hey, Santa's not here yet, but you guys can make a little letter for him. I don't know, just get the kids more involved and excited.
let me see.
Let's
And
do it.
keep in mind, they're still doing Grinchmas downtown, and like you said, we're a part of Grinchmas. We're collaborating for that. and that's where they have the snow, and that's where the Grinch comes out and makes a scene. So that is definitely happening still. Again, we should just figure out how to focus on bringing folks down here to, see what they have in our local businesses. Yeah, yeah.
I think if we wanted to have carolers that day, I think maybe we could get some from the local churches.
Okay.
I think they'd participate. In fact, what day? I believe Thursday we have a ministerial association meeting, so I can see if
That'd be
any of
great if
them
you could look into that.
actually have carolers and
So my next step will be to go to the businesses and see who wants to participate, if they're offering any kind of special incentive discount, and we'll go from there. And I'll handle all of the permitting and make sure we're a official event. So I'll take care of that. But all the extras and all the accents and the fun that you guys want to bring, I'm open to it. Just shoot me an email and we'll make it a good community event. Without, putting too much, without spending too much, obviously. I feel like we could do something at a low cost.
Would the bid have a booth out there too?
Absolutely. We could definitely set up a booth.
Because that's where, I mean, if we do the box for the kids to drop off the letters, I think it would be okay to have a station there.
Yeah,
at that.
absolutely.
And then maybe it's our scanner, finally, scanner where people could start scanning when the events are for
Yep,
the year.
Yep, and
For
you'll
the
see,
bid and whatever else we want to throw in there to,
you'll see in my staff report, I have a mock-up of the banner. So, shop small Saturday. Any other suggestions?
We'll be in for baskets too.
Okay,
Get
awesome.
baskets.
And that'll be part of the promotion, is that we'll be doing raffles. Okay.
anyone in the audience have any comments that you'd like to make on that?
Okay.
Not volunteering for Santa at this time. Maybe with some arm twisting. But yeah, I love how it's overlapping and we're getting all in the Christmas spirit here, but this is shop small Saturday, right? So this is really about commerce, and I think we really have to focus on that angle, in my opinion, is Scott Robertson, individual, and downtown business owner. We want to promote downtown. We want to promote business, bring people downtown, show them what's going on. Hopefully, we're all working together. Our city will have the concrete done. But I really like that idea on the baskets. Every bid member who, at least every board member, donates a basket for this, puts our best foot forward, so that we do attract people to come downtown. The bear bucks was always an interesting item earlier. We talked about that, I think, at the last meeting. I'm hopeful that that will come back in some form where we can incentivize people to shop at our local businesses. And hopeful that businesses can bring it outside and get their items outside to see the people who are walking up and down the streets. So I think this is all really, really positive, and I think that there's a lot going on downtown Selma for one of the first times. I really think it's really important to make this the focus, and it's not like it's redundant. It's like it's all building towards showing what a great place Selma is. Because you look at the other towns, they're doing things all the time, and we need to be doing that too. So I think it headed in a really good direction.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we will move on to Battle of the DJ Food Truck Friday.
Sure. The last meeting, it was asked to put this on the agenda. A little bit of the background, board member Rose Robertson requested that the bid consider hosting a Battle of the DJs as a part of the Food Truck Friday series, a concept that would involve maybe one DJ or more than one DJ. Before we move forward, I wanted some more information on kind of what that looks like. That way we could start arranging costs if we're going to pay for multiple DJs or one DJ. I just was looking for some more background on that so we could start planning. I know it's not till spring of next year, but I just want to make sure that as we start looking at our budget, that we have enough budget for that particular one.
I brought this up because that was one thing they were talking about. We throw out our ideas and it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm just trying to bring it back. I know this is something right up Coran's area. So actually, he had an event, little car show on Sunday at his location, and they had a really neat DJ there. I would like to see when I say battle the DJs, and I think maybe Karan and them may have more to give an input, but for me, the way I'm seeing it is I like to see different nationalities. Like I'd like to see, for example, Tejano country DJ. I'd like to see another one that has some Sikh, some Punjabi music combined with, you know, kind of what they had at the Sunday car show event at Curry Cantina. I mean, that was really that was music that made you want to move. Just when I mean battle the DJs, I would just like it to, for me, it's just my opinion, is bring in the diverse of it, of where other people can hear other music as well. Since we have a nice, huge, diverse town here in Selma. So for me, that's what I mean, battle of the DJs, a little combo of all types of music and, you know, get people's opinion on what they think of the music, or we just go the other route and just bring in, you know, the regular DJs. But for me, I'd like to see diverse, and maybe we could get other people's input on that. And they're pretty reasonable. I think we could get 3 to 4 DJs, I think, and it'd still be a little bit more cheaper than a band. So, but of course, we need to just start looking into who we would hire, and go down that route. And if anybody else has anything else, maybe I'd like to hear more on that.
If we were going to maybe have people vote on who they liked, what if we offered the winner a cash prize if they want to enter, and then we don't have to pay each one of them because it becomes a competition? Just a thought, it could save some money.
That's an idea. If they're willing to do that, I'm good with that.
For clarity, you're saying like similar to like a car show, you enter, you pay to enter and you can come out with some money. Is that what you're saying? Got it.
Well, they probably wouldn't have to pay to enter if they just come and, I don't know, DJ for an hour or whatever. And then people could vote on who they liked best. And then that winner gets the cash prize. So they're coming out to perform
what you're
just to enter the contest.
So we're not paying every DJ, we're just offering a cash prize for the DJ with the best set.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
And let's just go down that route, see what kind of feedback we get, because we may
Yeah.
get some of those really good ones and say absolutely not, because they're not at that level anymore. I don't know, but that's a good
Cost
point.
effective. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good idea.
Okay, so we have some time on this, so
Sure.
Yeah.
think about it and we can maybe put it on another agenda item down the road.
Maybe come up with the amount of the cash, what they would win, just so, you know, it's out there already, and see what kind of interest we get.
Yeah, if we give them a nice cash prize, they might come and perform for nothing, so.
Good idea. True. True.
And we had 4 food truck events, right?
Yeah, we have 4 food truck events lined up. Yeah.
Remember if we had music lined up for each of them, or was it?
We haven't,
just-
we haven't developed what those look like yet. But this could be one of them. And then maybe the next meeting I could, I mean, I'll wait till the end of the meeting to give me agenda items for next time, but I could plan them out. If we want to talk about like a country night, a Tejano night, a hip hop night, like if, whatever your direction is, I could present it.
Okay. Comments from the public?
Yeah, I think the idea of a battle of the DJs is great. I was a DJ for 17 years back in the day. And I mean, when we went to a battle of the DJs, it was at the Fresno Fairgrounds. and they came from LA, from everywhere, because I mean, they used to, but they would pay you, and then you were also eligible to win because they would charge people to come in. This is different, so it's a good idea. The only thing, some of the bigger DJs, the well-known, I don't know if they would want to come for nothing. And no, and listen, and the reason I say that is because right now, like my friend Mark, excellent DJ, but for him to go out somewhere, he starts at about 4,000. Weddings are even more. Quinceañeras are even more because people want them. So it would have to be like an off night when, it's a great idea. You just got to do your homework and find out who you can, and then you got to get the ones that are going to attract the people. Just my 2 cents.
Maybe you'd like to bring your DJ out
Exactly.
back to business.
I think Karan's gonna have a list as well. He's gonna have that generation of, I see his social media, and it's phenomenal with all his, group and, what he has connected with that, so.
Okay, do we have staff updates?
Yep, absolutely. So the chamber was gracious enough to offer us an ad in the band festival. If you could take a look at your supplemental package, I think it's the first one.
That's actually, if I could just correct, that's not the chamber, it's Selma Rotary.
Excuse me, the Rotary, in the band festival. You'll see, it's a real quick flyer that's gonna fit in the booklet. Talks about all the things we encompass is the events, the shopping, the arts and culture. And like Member Robertson said at the bottom, that QR code that takes you to the link where you have access to our social media and all these other assets, that the bid is doing. It's just a little advertisement where we're anticipating thousands of folks coming out and seeing what downtown Selma is all about. So they could kind of see that we're a strong entity, in that booklet. The second thing you're gonna see is the banner, potentially for the Halloween event. This is a 3x6 design, that I can move forward with getting printing. I just wanted you all to have eyes on it to see if you guys are good with it. This banner will be used for other events, but we can roll it out in time for the Halloween trunk or treat event.
Have a cost on this?
I don't yet. I'm probably gonna find a local vendor that could do it,
Okay.
and see what they can offer us. I think we have some reserve funds that we could dip into, but I have to double check what the budget looks like.
Could be hung with.
Yeah, they'll put grommets. They can put them at every 2 feet, or they can put them on every corner. Sometimes they can put the loopholes in it where we could run a rope through. It just depends what that particular vendor offers. But this is just a draft of what we're looking at, so what the idea was.
Good.
She does a lot of banners for us and she's very reasonably priced.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
The other thing I have is the video content. I've taken over the social media accounts for the bid. If you look at our Instagram, I've been trying to post more on Instagram and get that demographic going. I posted a reel on the Halloween decor that's offered in downtown Selma. I showed some of the spooky stuff that they have. I have another reel coming up that's going to show like some of the fashion, since we have a lot of like fashion stores, kind of the outfits that are available right now, highlighting some of the clothes that are here. I do have a shoot scheduled tomorrow with the Neighborhood Resource Center to talk about the services they offer right here in our downtown. They're redeveloping. They have a new executive director, so we're going to talk about what the community can come and receive at the Neighborhood Resource Center. And sometimes it's mental health, it's food, it's all these different services that our community needs. And I don't think they know that they exist right here in downtown. So that was the goal with that. I'm always willing to find more businesses to highlight. Shar and I talked about the new Pilates studio that is right next to Maiden Voyage. I'm going to connect with her and talk about what they're offering. So I'm open to visiting more businesses. I've been sending them messages, but it's trying to get them to confirm on a recording time. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have anything that they would like to see on our next agenda?
Just again, the update of what we're all talking about on Battle of the Bands, so we could kind of just stay on it, and be ready for it for when we do decide to, you know, go with that.
Want me to lay out the rest of the events too, kind of just the draft, just, just ideas, and then you guys discuss and we'll vote, okay?
That would be a good
Okay,
idea.
perfect.
Yeah.
I'll lay out all four of what those events could potentially look like, and we could alter things.
We'll also include the events that we're cooperating with other.
Sure, like the Grinchmas and the other, okay. So a general event update kind of, okay.
Does the city, maybe I dreamed this, that's quite possible, but does the city, I've not seen it on there, but post anything about events in Selma on the city page website?
So the city, the website?
Uh-huh.
Yes, so on the website, you go to cityofselma.com and you click the events tab at the bottom right. You'll see an updated list of everything that's happening this month. I personally updated it. So I included all of the city events that I'm aware of, also the chamber events, and also the legacy events that the city co-sponsors through the legacy format are on this month's calendar. And I will start populating November's as I start to get them in. But you'll also see events from our partners too, including Mid Valley, and there is a flu clinic as well. So anything city related is on that calendar and it's updated.
Is the band festival on there?
I did add the band
Awesome,
festival with
thank
the
you.
amount of information. Yeah, I don't have a flyer, but I added what I knew.
Okay.
Is this be the time to do a shout out quickly? I want to do a shout out to the Selma Life. Our PIO, Jose Moreno was the MC, did a phenomenal job, and advertisement with flyers and everything just shows that, with the experience that he has was phenomenal. We got Councilmember Earl Seagat over there, talked about it a whole lot, and it shows that when we support certain events, and I believe with, if the demographic showed 2,500 people, that has to be like one of the histories for Leakin Park and what we did there. And it was hectic, but at the time it was successful and we got through it. So with all the volunteering work of the people and our sponsorships, of course, in the city of Selma, that was the sponsorship. When we work together, it just shows what we can do together. So again, a shout out to Selma Live with Pepe Marquez and Raquel, and hopefully that'll be the future for all our events here in Selma. Thank you.
Okay.
I also wanted to bring up the drafting like a guideline for the trash can arts. So we can have local artists and maybe guidelines into that the art on these trash cans has to do something with the city of Selma. And I was just thinking right now, for all these events that we have where we're gonna have booths out there, is there any way we can reach out to like the animal service to have a booth out there or something to get these animals adopted?
I think there's two. There's Second Chance Animal Shelter, and then we have the Selma Animal Shelter with the city of Selma. So those would be great to always have. It's a great idea to
Reach
try
out.
to keep getting them adopted. It would be a good thing. Yeah, so Second Chance Animal Shelter, and then there's the Selma Shelter that's affiliated with the city of Selma. And the Second Chance Animal Shelter, who's having the Tejano Country Concert this Saturday, is Second Chance Animal Shelter, and they're a nonprofit organization.
Definitely include them in the email invites for all the future events for sure.
Okay. Anything else? Public comments? I have a hard time remembering that one.
Robertson, for future meetings, can the agenda be posted? So we can see it as the board members, what they have in their materials? Can we see that actually streamed as well? So people who are tuning in could see it and audience members, because we're looking, we get to see the agenda, but we don't get to see all the pictures and the handouts of like the benches that everybody gets to see. Is that feasible?
I believe it's feasible, yes.
Okay, sounds good. And not, not the materials that just the board members would have for decision making that, you'd have, be more the nature of closed session, but something, that the public should definitely have, which I think would be pretty much everything at this point. Is that right? Pretty much all the materials are for public consumption.
The benches, yes. Some of the materials that are considered draft, not public consumption.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't want them to share it out and not it be final yet. So I shared a couple of items that are drafts tonight. But the things that are finalized and out in public, yeah, 100%.
Get it. Thank you. And then finally, just my two cents. As a citizen, we come up, we're all in a small town, but we're all working together. We all have different positions. But we're all together. And as the board member said about us working together, get things done, look at what happens when we do work together, like Selma Live, Epi Marquez. That was really nice to bring everybody together. We all worked in the same direction on that. We can still do that. The last, I've had a little perspective last couple of years. There has been the other way where rules and laws, which really are just misunderstood and misapplied, are used to keep people down and to keep people from getting together. Let's break that open. Let's do what we have to do to make our city move forward again and not be, intimidated by laws or rules that are meant to just increase transparency. That's the ultimate perversion of those laws, is to keep people down and keep people separate. And I love to see that we're not allowing that to happen in our city. We're moving past that. We're all getting together. Forget these rivalries, forget these enmities. We have bigger things to do, and that's to get together to move our town forward and make it a better place to live. And I think you guys are doing a great job on the bid. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Oop, okay, then I almost made it in an hour here. So we will adjourn the meeting at 6:43. Thank you.
Everyone.